Hello traders, Gary Wagner here. Just before 1 o'clock in Honolulu, 7 o'clock in New York, it is Tuesday, July 7th, 2020, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. It is truly a historical day when we reference where the market closed in the futures market. We had a high today of 1810, closed right around 1808. It is now trading in Australia, and our current bid is about 1807.50 to 1800. So it has been a point in time in which it's not selling off, nor is it going up. I do believe we will see further buying later on this evening as it goes into Hong Kong and London. Nonetheless, it's a historic day, and we will illustrate that in our technical studies. But first, to the price board. Traders, this is truly a historic day with gold breaking and closing above $1,800 now for the second occurrence in recent history. The reason I say recent is the last time we saw gold at these levels was as it was coming down in the middle of 2011. Currently, we have August futures at 1807.50. It traded as high today as 1810.80. We did send out a trade alert. We will go over that in detail when we pull up our technical studies. Spot gold is actually within reach of $1,800 an ounce. It is currently up $11.65 at $1,794.50. Platinum gained a hefty 2.5%, 859.10. Palladium dropped lower by the tune of approximately $14 at $19.38, and silver climbed about 3.5 cents, 1861.5, and that was all in light of dollar strength. Now, the other markets that we're following are Nugget and GLD. Nugget gained about 5% today. It's now at 82.63, and we did recommend adding this to your portfolio along with GLD, which are the gold shares, and that gained about $1 per share. It's currently at 169.04. We'll discuss the charts on that when we pull up our technical studies. The first chart that we will look at is a simple candlestick chart. Daily gold futures, the August contract, currently trading at 1807.50. We are recording this approximately 7 minutes before Australia opens up, so the market has effectively been closed and settled at this price point. We sent out a trade alert. The market was trading at 1808.10 to 1807.50 over that 15 to 20 minute period. What I want to really focus on this particular chart is this trend line that is based on the series of lows that have come in recently. It's at a pretty steep angular tact, and what we can see is that on occasions we have tested this. We've even broken a little bit below it, but it has effectively held since the middle of June. We also use this chart to help in terms of stop placement. Our stop is placed below this low right here. That is a 3-day low. We'll show another chart that illustrates why that's an important price point. My sense is as long as it maintains this upward tact and continues to have lows that follow this trend line, I think we're effectively going to see gold pricing move higher. What is interesting is on a technical basis, there is not really any strong resistance areas between 1800 and 1900 because 1800 was a triple top that really was prevalent over a multi-year period. And to effectively illustrate that, we need to use a chart that when we compress can actually contain that data set. And in this case, we're using a 2-week candlestick chart. I've got two horizontal lines, one at 1808.10. That was that highest trading point, 1810, as well as this low. What happens when we compress the chart to 2012, 13, and 11? Here's what's most fascinating. When we look at where the current top is, 1807, let's say, and we compare it to these tops here, we definitively, on a closing basis, have taken this price point out. Now, when we look at different price points, we might want to look at this area and the open and close as potential resistance levels, one right here, and we'll see where that comes in. But effectively, there's no technical resistance. We will have to see how the market reacts once it opens up in Australia, and that's momentarily. And my sense is we're going to see follow-through buying. If we see any kind of a dip, it will be due to day traders or short-term traders pulling profits. But as a whole, this market wants to be long gold. Traders, it is now 6:02 in New York. Australia has effectively opened trading for their session. And what we can see is this line here represents where it opened. We are currently trading at 1808 in Australia. And as I said, I do believe this particular occasion, this price point will hold. I also believe that we will move to higher pricing. Effectively, we have put a protective stop on the third low, which is right here. That comes in at 65. It also corresponds to this trend line. So I believe that that is needed until we move to higher ground. That is right here. We are currently trading on this candle right here at 1808. My recommendation is to maintain your long position and to maintain your current stop. As you know, I have been waiting to enter a futures trade. However, in the interim period, about a week to 2 weeks, my recommendation was to rebalance your portfolio to include GLD and NUGT, or Nugget as it's commonly referred to. Now, in terms of Nugget, our entry price when the recommendation first went out, I have marked at 167.99. We're currently at 169.04. This is a daily chart. We can see that it is definitely moved past that. My recommendation is to maintain your long GLD positions. On the rest of the week, as well as next week, we will start to give you an indication of where we think that could go and our strategy to exit. Realize I am looking at this as a much more long-term play. We do not have a stop in it. If it does go sideways, we will definitely recommend lightening up or pulling profits. But for right now, we need to maintain that long GLD position. And lastly, I do want to take a look at Nugget. And Nugget has a crazy historical reference point. If you compress this chart, what you'll see is points in time when it was at ridiculous numbers, such as here 700. But you can move to 2011 when it was at 80,000. So we could see anything with Nugget. It is extremely volatile. However, I did suggest that we add it, and we can see that that has moved up today alone about 5%. Maintain your long Nugget position. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for the next daily update and review. Bye-bye.